right. This is what people in professional paradise look like on their way into work. I actually went to the hospital early this morning and took this picture. Do you recognize anybody? It's clip art, I made that up. Many people think this is what people look like on the way out of work, right? But no. And why can't this be professional paradise? Why can't we all feel like jumping for joy when we go to work every day? I know you guys are leaders in the organization, so of course you feel like this, right? Right? Yeah. So why not flip the engagement pie? Why not be the organization that says, forget about conventional wisdom, forget about all the data we have from the past. We're going to make a conscious effort to look at this whole piece of engagement differently. And while you're listening to me today, and actually even while you're sitting through the rest of the meeting, you can look at it in 3 different contexts. Maybe you've had the aha, or maybe you've known it for a while, that you're one of those orange dots, that maybe you're the one leaving the prison yard footprint around. So maybe you need to listen to this and think about, what can I do for myself? Or maybe you're feeling blue dot-ish. You're thinking, I'm a chief paradise officer, I'm good. So you're going to think about this for your team. Or maybe you want to think about it more either department, division, or organization-wide. My goal would be, at the end of my time with you, you would say to yourself, man, I got exactly what I needed. But the only way that's going to happen is if you sort of set that intention right now to think about what it is you do need. And then you'll hear the things that'll be helpful. So we're going to talk about 3 of the shortcuts from the book, 6 Shortcuts to Employee Engagement, that you have in front of you. If you'll pick that up right now. I want to officially give you permission to write in your book, no matter what your librarians or English teachers told you. This is a book that's meant to be written in. You'll notice it's a special CHI St. Luke's edition of the book, with a foreword by Michael at the beginning. So I hope you'll take time, if you haven't read that yet, to read that later on. So the first shortcut that we're going to be talking about is embracing employee engagement. Now, I have a master's degree in human resource development, and when you're studying human resources, embracing is not usually a good thing, right? You can get in trouble for that at work. So, but I named this first shortcut, Embrace Employee Engagement, because to me, embracing means you hold something tight and you love on it. And I hope that's how you feel about engagement, that it's not the red-headed stepchild, but it's the one, that you just love. And so we want to start with a shared definition of engagement. Now, this is from a book that's called Understanding Employee Engagement, Theory, Research, and Practice by Dr. Zinta Byrne. It's one of those paperbacks that cost $48. That's how you know it's an academic book, right? So here's her definition. Engagement is a state of motivation wherein one is psychologically present. Well, everybody knows what that means, right? You're psychologically present, meaning while you're doing the work, you're thinking about the work. You're not distracted, you're not distorted, you're in tune. And psychophysiologically aroused. I had no idea what that meant when I first read it. And the aroused word kind of piqued my interest after the embrace. And so I went to look it up. And do you know what psychophysiological arousal is? It's when something in your brain, something in your mind, actually affects your physical body. So think about all those athletes that they do visioning exercises around their sports. I remember hearing a story once about an Olympic snow skier that could sit in a chair and think about skiing down the mountain, and they would hook up, monitors and things, and do you know what would happen? His heart rate would go up, and his blood pressure would change, and he'd start sweating, and his eyes would, do all those things just from thinking about it. Well, that's psychophysiological arousal. And here's the deal. We're not in businesses anymore where we get physical rewards for for our work. We don't have a bushel of corn to say, honey, here's dinner, right? Most of us aren't building something where we can see the result. Most of what we do is mental work. So that's why in this definition, I loved this idea of helping people be more psychophysiologically aroused. And I'll give you some ideas of how to do that in just a minute. So this engaged person, is also focused on and aligned with the goals of the job and the organization. Of course, they're working for CHI St. Luke's health system. You want them to be on the right bus, if you will. And channeling his or her emotional and cognitive self to transform work into meaningful and purposeful accomplishment. I mean, this is a pretty lofty definition, isn't it? But if you pull apart each of the pieces, do you know what you get? You get what all the people that just talked in that Inspire video said. Really, I could get down off the stage right now, we could play that video like 10 times, and you would hear what makes people engaged at work from an external perspective, from the leaders that are helping to engage them. If you were paying attention, you heard about their psychophysiological arousal. You heard about how that leader helped them be more psychologically present, how that leader helped channel their emotional and cognitive self to transform work into meaningful and purposeful accomplishment. It's happening right now in this room with you all and your teams, and that's pretty exciting.